No, the show yesterday, there was a glitch in the OBS system that they did a whole hour show with no volume.
That was me.
The OBS system cheats. Let's be honest. It's an open platform program that people can make changes to, but they never tell anybody they made changes. Like, they never say, hey, we updated this, we updated that.
Yeah, and it can mess with your settings.
And it can mess up all your, and you could like, we can do our show under our settings where we're heard, and then we'll turn it off and then they'll restart it for the next show, and the settings will be changed.
Exactly. But it's free, so we're not going to argue.
But on top of that, I've gotten lucky my last couple shows, and Facebook hasn't changed the stream key.
That is correct.
Now, you know what's going to happen? Next show, they're going to fucking change the stream key. No, if we're active already, they can't change the stream key.
Okay, I'm doing the test.
Okay. We updated that. Facebook hasn't changed the stream key. There we go.
Now I got to hook up the headphones. Okay, thank you, Mick. Are you ready to go on the air?
Hang on, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you ready to go on the air, sir?
Yeah, we'll go early.
I mean, usually you post it while we're in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that?
I gotta do some sharing. Give me a second.
Yeah, do some sharing.
Why should I? You know, nobody will know. I told Steve we were doing a show. I was expecting him to say, "Hey, I want to jump on," but I know, but you know what I meant. Yeah, we all know you need an ego boost. Oh my God, I can't. Hang on a second. You know the only problem I don't like about these headphones?
What?
Is it seems like I'm not being heard all the time. Like it fades in and out.
Oh, I can fix that. That's Tom. Yep, Tom Windsor was messing with your gate.
Again?
He is the gate master. He's always messing with it.
Yeah, you know, he's got a...
Our engineering philosophy is 180 degrees opposite. I would take out the gates, actually. I don't like them. If somebody whispers in the background, I want to hear it. Okay, your gate has been moved.
I sent you a share.
I can understand that.
So, okay, so it's on me actually. You want to reset the timer?
I'm gonna as soon as you give me the go ahead.
Yeah, reset the timer and then we'll get started.
All right.
You're gonna hear a little feedback for a second. Should be taken care of now.
All right.
Yeah, we're good to go. I just gotta hit the button.
Hit the number 5 on the stream pad.
You ready to go, Matt? Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mick'S World. And today, with my special guest, Matt AMATO, the #1 commentator, ringside commentator, and ex-general manager of Nickel City Wrestling. The only reason, and you know, the only reason he's not the current general manager right now is we have a temporary general manager known as Primal Warpath. Okay, Matt. So we talked about how I wanted to do this. Let's just start with at the bare bottom roots. How did you get into the wildness of our the independent wrestling circuit?
We have to go back 19 years for that.
Like I said, started the Bear Brutes.
So somewhere around 2006, I was out in Rochester, and there was a poster in the GameStop window for Next Era Wrestling with who was Duke Woolen and the Heartthrobs on the flyer. So I was like really interested in that, but Rochester was a far drive. It was during the winter, so I don't want to say I forgot about it, but it was just one of those things where like technology was in every household. There wasn't smartphones, I had dial-up internet, and I just completely forgot about it. So then I want to say 3 months later, March of 07, I was scrolling the TV channels on Friday night during when SmackDown would be on, and came across Public Access channel where pro wrestling was on. And it happened to be WrestleBlast TV. Shout out to Jazz Miles and Joey the Bruiser Jackson. So, and they were advertising a huge cage match that was going to be coming up. And boom, right then and there, I went and I bought my tickets for the show. And that's where kind of it all started at the Pepsi Center in Amherst on May. I don't know the date, but it was May of 2007.
Nice.
How do I pair my Tozo A1 wireless earbuds to my Google Pixel 10?
Hang on a second. Richard,
What?
Rachel said that Matt's very quiet.
You're both quiet?
He goes, he is very quiet.
Oh, he is quiet.
Yeah.
You want me to turn him up?
Yeah, turn him up a little bit.
How's that?
How's that, Rachel? Since I know you're watching. No, I met Rachel at a convention and then started teaching her photography. Dude, you gotta be. No, it was I'm trying to think what it was. ErieCon. It was at ErieCon. The con no longer exists, but over on Grand Island, yeah. I met her there. We started talking, and then I started teaching her photography. And then on top of that, she was taking photography at Buff State, so we'll see how that worked out. She did really good. So back to your story.
So there's not really too much more from that time on. I would say, from there I moved on to wanting to be more involved, and with being with Jay, I was given the chance by Deacon to do photos, do video editing, do different things to be involved with pro wrestling that wasn't in the wrestling aspect. So that was really cool to be able to do that, and then they let me do the social media pages, which was a really fun experience, good for trolls. From there on, then I think it was either Shadowcat or Trip who was like, hey, what do you think about commentary? And I said, that's not my thing. I was really nervous, but thankfully they said, you can't screw up. So I was happy to be a part of that.
Which is, I checked out a few
Richard here.
OSBW shows too, so
Hey,
Hello, Thomas.
the
probably.
OBS appears to be picking up the webcam audio instead of the board audio.
Oh, that's why he's quiet. Okay, let me check this out here. Do I have to stop the program and then restart it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I basically go to VNO audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay, VNO. We had a problem with VNO audio last time. and then I go to that, and
Yeah, we're
Red
here.
box, going to the
I think
properties.
it says
well,
default. Should I just try seeing if that solves it?
hang on.
No, change it to
We're trying to go through technical
your
difficulties.
USB audio codec.
Oh, okay. All right.
Audio.
Let's see. Line in. Let's see. Hold
Yeah,
on,
just
Tom.
keep
Hold
going.
on.
I don't know what's.
October 16, 2026, 2026, yeah, no, 2016, I should say. We had the first negotiation show with full page, and I was doing commentary there.
Oh, there it is.
And that was kind of where my path starts with commentary for Nickel City, I should say. And that led me to the path of being the general manager, which led me then to be able to be an in-ring participant, and then back to being a referee, back to being general manager, back to commentary. So I feel like it's been a full 360 with Nickel City.
Okay. We had to fix a problem so we could actually hear you better.
Oh, perfect. What I was gonna say then, I as much as I love commentary, I do feel like I do enjoy even more booking aspect of the company. There's so many roles I've been thrown into, different things I've learned on the fly. There's never a show that's a dull moment or something that you'll never get the same show over. It's always going to be something different.
Yeah, I know. That's the fact. That's the reason I like my Nickel City wrestling.
Yeah.
I used to go to lots of wrestlings. I went to ESW. I went to the ESW. I went to the one that Hellcat ran out of the Eagles Club for a while, Upstate Wrestling.
Oh, I was gonna say yeah, Upstate.
And then I went to the one that I'm trying to think now.
The one in Akron.
Falco. The one that Falco was running at Pineapple Jack's for a while.
Was that Pier 6 or was that the IWF one?
IWF.
Yeah.
I went to those, and then I literally got away from wrestling because I was going with people I didn't want to go with, and they were treating me like trash, normal stuff.
Yeah.
And then I moved on, and then it was funny because the way I got into Nickel City wrestling was through Raquel.
Yes.
She talked to Shadow about me being ringside photographer. And
it's funny. I miss her so much.
Yeah, but she's been working her butt off too. She moved for a while. She moved to Louisiana. Then she came back up here, and she's been working really hard. Once in a while, I'll get a call from her asking where the show's at.
That's awesome.
Like the one time I got a call from her, and she's like, "Where's the show at?" I said, "Batavia Downs." She's like, "Well, I wouldn't make it there on time." I know, sorry.
Yeah.
But funny story. She is the person who mentored me into photography. I bought my first Nikon from her.
Really?
Yeah. And then I just grew and grew and grew and grew. It's bad enough that it grew to I carry that. You see, the backpack I carry with all my camera equipment in it. I've got that. I've got cameras in my closet. I've got a camera that has a 3,000 millimeter zoom.
Well, it's funny you say because she was the one who helped me buy my first Canon camera. After I stopped doing commentary, I wanted to go back to doing photos, and she was the one who helped me pick out what camera to get.
So technically, she's our mentor.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. There have been times, and as well as I do, that people push the buttons.
Yeah.
I've had my buttons pushed 3 times at Nickel City Wrestling. Once by, it wasn't even pushed on, my first time I had my buttons pushed on Nickel City Wrestling, it wasn't me, it was somebody pie-facing Raquel in her camera. And she's like, the only thing I could do is not, and she's like, puts her hand up to tell me not to terminate the individual.
Oh, was that the first show with the cake?
No, it was the show where we had I don't remember where we had the show. I think it was someplace, I can't remember where. but the individual the team had lost, and they went like this and hit her right in the lens of her camera and pushed it back into her face.
Ooh, I can't remember when that was, but that's after the camera. You have to tell me, or I have to show you, have to tell me who that was.
Yeah, I'll message you and tell you. But
Yeah.
on top of that, and then the second time somebody pushed my buttons, it was the controversy with me and Ace.
Oh yes. I remember we talked about that briefly last time.
And I'm gonna get in trouble. I got in trouble. I got yelled at by Shadowcat because my comment to Ace got put on the sound reel.
Yeah. And then what was the third time?
Third time was a fan who decided that they were going to try to rip into me, and I'm head of security. I don't play the game. If you have an attitude, I'm going to jack your attitude really quick.
Oh yeah, and you definitely kind of big, strong dude, man. You'll give him the old bum's rush.
You know, and it's like okay, between me and you, I would like to be more interactive with security when we have people doing run-ins on the ring.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to have a crew that can go in there and make sure clear people out.
Like how WWE has with all the extras?
Yeah. But, you know, I understand Steve's part of it, but I would like to, I'd like to just be a little bit more interactive.
Yeah. We gotta get you one of those badges.
Oh,
like a little ID that says NCW head of security.
My shirt says that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. It does that. I like that. That's a dope shirt.
But the funny part is that it's like the show we had on Niagara Falls Boulevard at the
the cornhole place.
Yeah, and I had to try to grab the guy that hit Steve with the steel chair.
Yeah, Saren Rain. I remember that.
And the funny part about that is they said you can't yoke him up because he's been hurt before.
Yeah.
But, dude, I will tell you right now, I would love to be able to lay hands on somebody.
We'll have to figure out something for you to jack someone.
It's
I can see you just doing a big, what do you call it? Like a football pounce or something onto someone.
It'd just be like slowing them down or something just to be able to.
You know what would be really funny is if you ever see like a cartoon when someone grabs someone by the collar and they're still running but they're not going anywhere?
Yeah.
What?
You know what's really funny? You remember the video or the movie that they put out? I can't think of the name of it.
Smart Marks?
Yeah. I got a cameo in that, and I didn't even know I had a cameo in it.
It's so funny. They filmed so much of me, and I only made it into 3 scenes.
But seriously, it was actually, they got a cameo of me. I think it was when they were coming out to the ring to show, they were showing, coming out to the ring, and I was standing there.
Yeah.
And I messaged Steve, and I'm like, since when did I agree to a cameo? And he just goes, you are stuck there. So, okay. I'm going to ask for your prediction. Who do you think the celebrity is going to be facing off against?
Ooh, Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah, I didn't know his.
There's a bunch of names that are floating through my head. Can I give you my top 3?
Yeah.
In no particular order. Kodiak. That would be a great one. Second one, Mad Dog. And then my third predicament is going to be the heavyweight champion, the Latin Soldier.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But here's my thing.
Okay.
We still have the ongoing, excuse my language, but the ongoing pissing match between Primal and Mad Dog.
You know what? Sometimes you need reinforcements, and maybe Primal will just, he might have been injured in the last match. That was a dirty ending. I do think that, Primal could take the show off and let Parker Boudreaux just run wild and, give Mad Dog a run for his money.
That would be an interesting fight. Out of the three you named, I would love to see it. Parker versus Mad Dog or Kodiak.
Well, you see, Mad Dog. Do you remember a couple of years ago?
I don't want him killing Soldier yet.
Well, you remember when Mad Dog was fan favorite, and he picked up what was his name? PJ Hansen, who weighed over 350 pounds.
PJ Hansen.
Yeah. I mean, you think about that. I mean, I think Parker Boudreaux be in for a hell of a fight with Mad Dog. And again, same with Kodiak. Big dude. He might be on a little bit of a... No, I don't think he's on a losing streak. Last show ended in a double count out or no contest with Power Snake. But, again, a big dude who, he's working his way back up the title scene. Maybe he'll be the next number one contender for the heavyweight champion, next heavyweight champion at the end of the year. You never know.
That would be another one that would be interesting to see.
Yeah, do you think
Sebastian Braun versus him?
Maybe we could have a rematch from last show, do a triple threat. Kodiak versus Seabass versus Parker Boudreaux.
That would be interesting.
Dude, that would just be meat on meat on meat, man.
But we go to... So, I'm going to ask you straight up. What is the beef with you and Matt Matthews? From your perspective. I don't care about what his perspective would have been.
My perspective from this is he came in last June and he thought that, he was given this opportunity because, he didn't earn it. He was just given this opportunity. How? I don't know. However, all I know is that the first time I met him, which was months before his debut in June, very nice, very respectable, humble gentleman. And then somewhere down the line, someone influenced him and told him that, can you curse on this podcast?
Go ahead.
Someone told him his shit didn't stink and, that he should take full reign of the control and this and this and this. And then just, and he weasels his way into different things. I mean, look at how many times he weasels his way into the costume contest in October. He had to be the one to do it. He has to be the one to do the voiceovers. He has to be in everyone's ear.
Yeah. That's the one that,
I would love to have Matt Snyder, great guy. He knows his place. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't try to step on someone's toes.
Yeah, but you got to figure Matt's got 9,000 million technical issues that he's got to pay attention to too. Also.
Oh yeah, and again, that's Matt Snyder is still, like I said, one of the best. Gorilla Press Productions. He's one of the best out there doing what he does.
And here's the funny part. Now I know why he stays so skinny.
Why?
Because he's running back and forth all the time.
Oh, then the man's always stressed.
Yeah. But, and we have a lot of different opinions about wrestlers.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is, what was I going to say? My biggest thing is I would love to see let's just be honest, I'd love to see a fair match that would go where there's no interference, nobody trying to, dick anybody else around, but we know that's not gonna happen. It's the wrestling world. Somebody's got a vendetta somewhere.
Well, look at how it happened with me and Matt Matthews in April. I was getting that. I had his hand down. I was going, and then Mad Dog came out and just ruined it.
Mad Dog just flipped his shit that day.
Yeah. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that face to the table spot.
Yeah, it didn't do much to improve your looks, let's be honest.
No, it didn't. If anything, it negatively impacted it. But, the only good thing is it also negatively impacted Matt Matthews, so I'm happy with that. What I will say, though, is, you look back to people I've worked with on the commentary booth, Glamorous Glenn Dillon, as much as he disliked me, I disliked him, we still found a way to have a mutual common ground. God rest his soul, Mike Ewing, loved working with him. He was probably the longest person I did a commentary with, and, same thing, we would go back and forth, but at the end of the day, we still found a way to have a common ground. Matt Matthews, we just can't find a common ground, and something's got to give.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that works out. But here's here's my question. Out of every, excuse me, I moved around. Out of every independent group that you've worked with, if you had to rank them, one to five, let's see, just because you might have five, 1 to 5 are that, like, who's the top, and who, in order, how would you rank them?
For like, because I mean, I've done a lot of jobs for different companies. How are we doing by commentary? By photography?
I'm talking by, like, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. But do it by who's got by the best show. Who puts on the best show?
See, that's a loaded question for me because I feel like every promotion there's always someone or a match or a full card that's what should we call it, that brings the best out in everyone. I will say, like, working for Next Era Niagara was fun. It was a short-lived one, so that's probably going to be the bottom of the barrel, just because I didn't have a long stint there. For my time in Ultimate Wrestling, I did like working for them. Those were fun trips going up to Geneva, New York, the Finger Lakes area. Next Era Wrestling, I did camera work for. Then back to OSPW is probably like second, and then first would be Nickel City.
I've been to a couple different ones. I haven't worked for any except for Nickel City, but I've been to a couple different ones. I think who put on the best show or their best let's just put it their best extravaganza show. Would be ESW when they did the thing at the ice rink in Lockport.
Oh, you mean the Keene Center?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. Every promotion in the area is always trying to do one, giant show. They're always trying to one-up each other, and I think that's what makes this area special. I mean, you think about it, you got Grapple Pro, you got ESW, BCW, Nickel City.
But what I'm, like I'm saying, for a big event, Nickel City always puts on a big event. Their events are huge. But if you rank it by size of the if you rank it by size of the area that they worked in, I would give ESW for using the Keenan Center. But then we've had some big shows too.
Yeah, I mean, look at when we did the Eastern Hills Mall.
Yeah, or when we did like the Batavia Downs. When we do Batavia Downs, we put up a hell of a show at Batavia Downs. We've always put up a hell of a show at Batavia Downs.
Everyone, I feel like that's the best part though, because if we didn't have competition in the area, nobody wants to grow. And it's always going to be the same few people working the same few shows, and people are going to get tired of that. That's why you can have people jump from place to place to place and work and do different storylines, work with other people. And again, what would you call it? ESW, like you said, they run out of Keene Center, but prior to that, Next Era Wrestling ran out of Keene Center, and they had, Jimmy Snuka, then Honky Tonk Man, even UPW, the NWA Upstate, ran out of the Keene Center once.
The one that I loved, the show that I loved, and it was
which one?
Down at the Rapids Theater in,
it's so funny. I was so sad I missed that, but I remember when they used to run there, and it was a joint promotion between, I think, CWF and ASW, like you said.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell this story, and it's the truth. I was like rail side, and they had Honky Tonk Man, they had Bruce the Barber Beefcake, they had some other ones, but the thing I remember the most was the thing I remember the most was I'm trying to think what his name is. Raven beating the living shit out of somebody right next to me.
That's funny.
They came down the aisle next to me, and he was beating the living daylights out of somebody.
Well, it's so funny because I don't think any time since has the Rapid Theater had any wrestling since then.
Yeah, but I've heard they've gone through a lot of changes.
Yeah, changes in management, stuff like that.
You know what?
But again, it's a sad day when someone loses a venue.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. I've already asked it of other people. If you win the lottery, what would you do with it? Wrestling wise, not
wrestling wise. Ooh, let's go.
I know what you're going to say. I'm going to buy a new car that actually works. I'm going to put money away. I'm going to buy a wrestling card collection. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I meant, what would you do with it wrestling wise? I will give you my side of it after you're done.
I think it's very hard because as much as I want to say I'd invested in this area, it's very hard to when you have, like I said, just so many prominent promotions running. So that leads me to where do we go from that? Because obviously I wouldn't want to take away from any of these great promotions. So how do we bring all these promotions together to create one mega show? Now, again, that's a pipe dream because I can't ever see every promotion agreeing on the same thing. And that's not a bad thing because everyone has their own way of doing things. But in my crazy world, I say we run a show where every promotion gets to advertise 3 matches, and we run it at a big facility, and we also run a convention that day. So that way you have people there for the convention, and then later in the night for the show.
You know who's done that? Honestly, there's 2 groups that I know of that have done that.
Yeah, there's one, I think, in Ohio.
UPW.
Okay.
Used to do it at the Nickel City Comic Con in the Rochester Convention Center.
Yep.
And what the hell is that called? I can't think of the. Then another wrestling group did it at the Syracuse Comic Con. It was
Was that the One Up Fed?
Yeah, I think it's One Up.
Yeah.
They did it up there, but here's my thing. If I won the lottery, I'd buy an old warehouse.
Okay.
And I would convert it into half training center.
Okay.
And the other half would be an open venue for Nickel City Wrestling. Whoever needed a venue, they could come in. There would already be a ring set up. All they would have to do is skirt it and turnbuckle it.
Yep.
With their skirts and their turnbuckles. The ring would be permanently set up because they'd have an extra in the training facility area. There would be a ring anyway, and then on top of that, we could open it up or even just have a big warehouse and then turn half of it into a con facility.
Yeah.
And do our own wrestle cons.
Yeah. And again, I think that's the best way to look at it and best way to do things because, as much as everyone would say, oh, they'd open up their own company, that's a great idea.
I don't want to open a company. I don't want to be in charge of a company. I just want to.
No. But I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, like you said, you've asked this question to a lot of people. I'm sure some of them have answered that.
Yeah. I'm just, it's like. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I got a message about photos I have to put in tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm actually putting in photos for the Erie County Fair through the Veterans One Stop program.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
And the nice part about it is, out of that, I'm going to get 3 free tickets to go into the fair.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
But you know what the funny part is? I get in for free anyway because I'll go on August 16th for the Veterans Day, the Veterans thing.
So you can go now 2 days.
I can go in there technically if I wanted. I can go in there 3 days in a row if I just didn't have somebody else taking the ticket. I got a friend taking the ticket for the Veterans Day. It's going to be me, her, and her 2 kids going up there.
Nice.
And then I'll have 2 extra tickets for whenever I want.
Well, I can't wait to see what you submit.
I'm submitting a rose picture that I put in through the VA for the VA art festival that won a prize last year, and I'm submitting a portrait photo of a friend of mine that I took a while ago It's going to be really interesting. But
Now, can the general public vote on that?
no, I guess it's already going to be judged.
Well,
But
I'll definitely look for it and get a picture with it.
it's going to be one of them is going to be in the flower section. 'Cause
Okay.
they don't put them all together in one section. They spread them out. Flowers and portraits are going to be. It'll be separate, but they'll have my name underneath it.
Heck yeah.
So that should be good. There was something else, but like I said, I would buy a building and turn it into a facility, because there are actually too many federations out there that are always looking, or there's groups out there that are looking for space, and honestly, let's be honest, ESW outgrew St. John's Wort
Yeah.
when they were doing shows there. They were outgrowing that, so they moved on to something else. Nickel City has outgrown a few of the venues that we used to do, because we just got so many fans.
Well, remember we would do the Polish Cadet, and within a week of tickets going on sale, they would be gone.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. We've outgrown a lot of our venues.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect thing. Let's be honest. We sell front row tickets. We sell general admission tickets. We're always throwing extra chairs in.
Oh, yeah.
People come in and they need extra chairs. We're always throwing extra chairs in. We sell, but our doors are what get us are good.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Pre-sales for the last two shows have been pretty decent.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Pre-sales get us there, but then we always have the I call them the stragglers.
Yeah.
The stragglers who haven't gotten their tickets yet and just found out about it.
Which, by the way, if you are a straggler, it always pays to buy them ahead of time so you don't pay more at the door.
Yeah. Actually, prices do go up $5 at the door, depending on the venue. Sometimes they go up $10 at the door.
Yep.
I love that one.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sure you heard the story of the dive. The dive from the balcony at Polish Cadets.
Oh, yeah, it was right there.
Did you hear the story behind that?
No, what was the story?
I get there early.
Yeah.
So I walk into the locker room, and Shadowcat's like, you might have to take me to the hospital. And I'm like, why? He goes, because I'm going to dive from the balcony. And I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, to be fair, though, he couldn't have picked a better person. You definitely could pick him up and walk down those stairs.
I would have picked his ass up and carried and put him in the elevator and took him down. I'm lazy.
You have had to get a big cartoon spatula.
Don't get me in that amount of trouble. But
hey, I said it, not you.
But it's like you've come a long way. I've come a long way. The biggest, seriously think the biggest show that we were on was when we had we had the Pope. We had Ernest the Cat
April
Miller.
Mayhem at the Batavia Downs.
Yeah, when we had the Pope, when we had Ernest the Cat Miller, the greatest meet that I've had in my career. Well, I don't want to say my career, but in my time frame with Nickel City was when I got to meet Coco Beware. That was right after my stroke.
Yeah. Now here's my question for you: are you basing that off of people you like, or are we basing it off of attendance wise?
I'm basing it off of people that came, the guest stars.
Okay, 'cause I was gonna say, I feel like the biggest crowd we ever had was Rising Dawn 2022, which is when we were debuted at the Eastern Hills Mall.
Where at the Eastern Hills Mall? Out in the
That
courtyard?
was the courtyard. That was the one where we had Masha, Justin Credible was supposed to be there, Ellie Catch.
Yeah. I've got a question for you later. Because I don't want to cause a ruckus, but you might know what happened in this situation. But let me do a couple quick shout outs. Hey Stacy, hello Marianne, and what's up Rob? Rob Chase lives out by me. He's got a show on Thursdays. I think it's called Fair Catch, and
Okay.
they talk about like different sports. They like this last Thursday, I think they talked about the OJ scandal.
Yep.
They talk about hockey, baseball, whatever him and the other gentleman decide they want to discuss.
Heck yeah. Right on.
We've got a lot of, and I keep pumping this, and I will keep pumping this from day one. Support your independent wrestlings, support your dog rescues, support the other shows here on Think Twice, and I'll just run a few of them. Fair Catch, No Exit Experience, my show, the For Love of Puppets, the Peace Center runs a few. Support these shows. These guys need, people need viewers. And if you're doing like the Fair Catch one, that's the name of your show, right, Rob? Fair Catch. Give them comments. I've watched their shows. They don't get very many comments because
I'll be tuning in.
People just I comment on their show, and Rob's kind enough. He gives me a shout out at the end of every one of their shows. So I give him a shout out throughout my show. But, I'm going to have Rob come on. I'd like to get Rob to come on my show one day, and me and him can just talk wrestling. And I'll bring you on because you've got wrestling knowledge. We'll get a show going. Maybe one of these days I can drag you into studio.
One of these days, Mick, I'm telling you, I still want to do a trading card episode with you.
Yeah, we'll set something up. I'm trying. Okay, here's my plan for August.
Okay.
And I've put this out on Facebook. Haven't gotten much response, but I want to dedicate a whole month worth of shows to special needs families. Talking about what they go through on a daily basis. Medical wise, dealing with people with the kids with special needs, the adults with special needs. I want to do a whole month's worth of shows on that. And I never dedicate a whole month to something.
Yeah.
I've never, in the time since I've been doing these shows, I've never dedicated a whole month to a show, to a programming.
Have you reached out to any local organizations?
I work with a group called Snuggled in Love. The leader runs a thing for special needs kids. We just had a school supply / summer picnic last week on the 11th.
Oh, that's cool.
Down in Pendleton at Mason's Mission Park, where they have a splash pad. But the nice part about it is they have a handicap accessible I don't want to butcher the name. It's an accessible park for kids with special needs. And it's a blast for me working with them, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I meet some of the best kids, I meet some of the weirdest kids. I'm being dead serious with you. I meet these kids, and I met a kid. I had him on an episode here, and it really hurts me because I lost him at the beginning of the year.
Oh no!
I think it was beginning of the beginning of 2026. I lost him to his battle with cancer. He went 4 rounds with brain cancer. The fourth round took him out.
Yeah.
He would be 18 years old, but he was a 17-year-old boy. His name was TJ. We called him
Was that the kid who Tiger Smith worked with?
Yeah, he was down at Tiger Smith's show.
Yes, I
and
remember
posed
that.
with Summer, or posed with Sky. Sorry.
Yes.
But that kid, I'm gonna be dead serious, honest, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If there is a kid out there with cancer or some type of disease it's killing them, dude, I would trade with them in a heartbeat. I would take their illness upon me so they could have a good life, live out their life.
Yeah.
And here's my reason behind it. I've lived my life. I'm 54 years old. I've lived my life. Yes, I've screwed up some of my parts of my life. I've screwed up my health. But giving those kids a chance to grow older is something that's really important to me.
Yeah.
But on to other things. If you're actually out and about tomorrow, 5 o'clock, down at the vegan store on Broad Street in Tonawanda, they're doing a grand opening for for Sky's little vintage shop. Another group is opening up, doing a grand opening. She's got a vintage shop down there too.
You mean Sky from like the Silver Linings?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know she was getting a show or a little shop.
You know where when you're coming down Broad Street right across from M&T Bank, there's that little vegan store that's on the side close to Salvation Army.
I'm trying to picture because I'm not really familiar with North Tonawanda that well.
Well, Tonawanda actually.
Tonawanda, okay.
You come over
Broad Street. Okay, yes. It's near. Is that near like that Western New York collectible store?
I'm not sure, but it's near the Salvation Army. Army and the park that they decided to close the road to.
Okay, yes, now I know what you're talking about.
You know where that Canal Fest usually had all the Tonawanda side food trucks?
Like where, what you call it? Tim and Chelsea used to have their restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're one street behind. If you're on Main and Niagara, they're one street behind over there.
Perfect. Okay, I know where that is.
Sky has her vintage shop down there.
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, it's got some really nice stuff. I've been there a few times. And then she usually brings in some of her little adoptable friends.
Well, she brought them to also the Nickel City Con.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that out.
I wanted to go to Nickel City Con, but parking was one
I will
thing.
tell you, you didn't miss out this year. I mean, I know they're a sponsor of us, so I won't be too critical, but it just wasn't as fire as it was years prior.
But you know what I'm saying? I had things going on.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing I really want to do, and I'm going to have to talk to the people at Shawnee Fire Hall.
What?
Is I want to get my EMT back.
That'd be cool.
So, one, because my buddy can get me in as his standby EMT for scout camp.
Okay.
And two, because, dude, I love being an EMT. I love helping people.
Yeah. And you'd be great at that.
Dude, I had an EMT for 3 years. Who do you think wrapped Pinky's ankle and wrapped a couple other wrestlers' ankles when they jacked them up at the old compound?
You?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I took care of my guys.
You know what? We'll call you Medic Mick.
I've got 2 EMS bags in my car. I have another, I have at least 3 or 4 more EMS bags at home.
Okay.
And I've got a whole crap ton of that cling bandaging.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff they use for when they do your blood.
Yeah.
I've got a whole crap ton of that sitting at home.
Yeah.
Got a whole crap load of gauze pads and other stuff. I just picked up a bunch of stuff from a lady I think it was in Tonawanda, actually. Yeah, it was a lady in Tonawanda. She was getting rid of all the medical supplies that she used for, I think it was her husband who was at home for a while with needing medical, like there was gauze, there was the stuff that they put over the Thermoderm or whatever that derm stuff is that they put over IVs. There's I have a bunch of that stuff. And, I don't, for me, it's a joke. I love doing EMT. I've pissed off dispatchers in North Tonawanda numerous times because when you call for an EMT in North Tonawanda, or when you call for EMS in North Tonawanda, you get sent to the county sheriff's. And I tell them straight out, just send me an ambulance now. I don't want to play this 50-50, stupid ass fucking games. Send me EMS.
Yeah.
Don't send me a bunch of bullshit. Just get them en route now. Don't play around. Because the people that, like, I've had them come to my house. I've had to have them come to my house several times. And then, on top of that, I've been in the back of an ambulance way too many times. And the funny part is, being in the back of an ambulance, I would rather be an EMT in the back of an ambulance than riding that freaking stretcher. Or that gurney.
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
Have you ever sat in one of those and rode?
Oh,
You're facing the rear doors.
You are.
And the one day I felt like the whole vehicle was rolling backwards.
Yeah.
And the EMT just looked at me like I was losing my mind. I told him, we're rolling backwards. And he goes, no, we're stable. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know this was supposed to be about wrestling, but I went on
sidetrack. It's your show, man. It's called Mixed World, not Matt's World.
But I'm gonna put it this way: what star in all the wrestling federations that you've been in, or wrestling groups that you've been in, who was the biggest draw, or who do you think is the biggest draw?
Oh,
and
man,
I'm talking independent, and I'm talking professional.
I don't know, man. I feel like every promotion has their own person who draws big. I just think, like, you know, for an example, like Nickel City, like Shadowcat obviously is a big draw. You know, that's his company, his baby, his, you know. So I would chuck that up to that. You know, ESW, I think, you know, I don't keep up with them, so I can't really say. But, I mean, I know they put on a good product and probably, you know, probably like one of those head trainers that they have, like, you know, Vince Valor, Robbie Vegas, probably. You know, BCW, probably Troy the Boy, and who is that? Brian Jennings, who he tags with. So, I mean, every promotion, like I said, they have their own unique set of people, and that's what sets each promotion apart from each other. But
Okay.
National Draw, I would say, you know, right now you got like Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan are being big draws. You know,
I meant for that come to indie shows. Because you know we can't afford freaking Rhea. If we did, Shadowcat would be blah, 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 drooling on himself.
I mean, you know, when you think of special guests, I mean, you know, I can't wait to see how this Parker Boudreaux guy is when he comes to Nickel City. But I mean, like you said, that show in Batavia, we had the Pope, we had, you know, Ernest Cat Miller. Who else was on that show? J-Rock. So, I mean, you know, those are notable draws that help improve our, you know, morale and drive the crowd in. Coco Beware, which I was fortunate to share the ring with him.
Yeah, but your favorite one was probably Jimmy Hart.
Honestly, no. No, Jimmy was. So I didn't mean to come off like that, but I feel like my favorite person we ever brought in was the Sandman. Yeah. And there's a reason behind that. Because when I was a kid...
Did you go out and get drunk with them afterwards?
No. When I was a kid, I used to play SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 religiously, and Sandman was my go-to character. So being able to be on a show with him and interact with the Sandman, that was just mind-blowing.
You know who?
And again, Jimmy Hart was cool too.
You want to know who I thought was the biggest draw?
Who?
And it was kind of funny because I got to meet him and shake his hand when he was sitting down.
Who?
Kevin Nash.
When was he?
He was with ESW. He was at an ESW show at the Keenan Center.
That's right. Now that I remember, it was a brawl fest.
Yeah, and he told Caesar that he wasn't going to powerbomb him because his wife would kill him if he got weight paint on his sweatpants or whatever.
Yeah. But what you call it? Yeah, no. I mean, like you said, like just there you go. Like, you know, every promotion brings in different guests. Nickel City, again, this show will bring in Parker Boudreaux. You know, we're coming up on our 10th year anniversary in October, and you know, I know there's a lot of talent from the past. You know, now who isn't just like a super name that's looking to come back for our 10th year anniversary, and some bigger names that are looking to come back. So, you know, we're excited for that.
But, I'm going to cut this short because it is getting close to kill time.
Okay.
So I'm going to thank you again, Matt, for coming on. You're more than
Thank you.
welcome to come on.
Please, Nick.
When you're free.
Brother, I feel like I'm the longest running special guest you've had.
But like I said, you're more than welcome to come on whenever you're free from slavery, if you want to call it that. But I will talk with you later. And I'll give my normal thing. Be safe, be strong. See ya.